In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Alhamdulillah, Pakistan has achieved a great success in the field of diplomacy. Pakistan take the two main powers on dialogue table in Islamabad, and I think every media in all over the world was discussing the Pakistan's diplomatic success, and no doubt it is a very high level diplomatic success for Pakistan. Now, as Pakistan achieved its highest level of diplomatic success, I think now the time is that the Pakistan should success in the field of economy, because we are going into financial crisis, and due to financial crisis our investors are flying from Pakistan and taking their investment from Pakistan to other countries of the world where they are feeling safe. But unfortunately, due to the war, you saw that the world is not safe like a Pakistan, because in Dubai most of the our Pakistani investors take their investment to Dubai. Nowadays their investment is they have lost lot of their investment. Pakistan is a safest country, because you saw that we are fighting wars from last many years, but nobody will lose his investment. But I will suggest to the policymakers and the government that they should create the environment for the investors, so that they come to the Pakistan and take a good business and take investment and FDI to Pakistan its time. As I am an expert of taxation, therefore I will discuss only the problems that are created for the investors due to taxation. I will address all the problems, and then I will try my best to give the suggestions to the policymakers, so that the policymakers can understand the problems of the businessman and then he resolves that problems. So if the problems will be resolved, then Pakistan again get a success in investment and FDI, inshallah. Now I will come to my topic, that is the Pakistan's tax system, and why high taxes rate and high revenue not comes. Why? I am thankful to Institute of Tax Professionals who give me the opportunity to give my opinion and give the suggestions to government of Pakistan and policy makers. What are the core problem in taxation of the Pakistan? That is the high rate of taxes. Now, if you observe and saw, if you know about taxation, with the passage of time and by coming the super tax and the other taxation systems, sometimes the taxes go up to 62% of the total income of a businessman. That is not a favorable for the proper growth of the business. And when you saw that, then the tax rate increases, the growth of businesses reduce and shrink. Therefore, the investors fly from that country where the taxes are high. Because all the investors are like the birds. Wherever they get the food, they fly to that countries. So the problem of higher tax rate is a critical problem for the investors. So I will suggest to policymakers the tax rate should be reduced, but tax base should be increased. That second one is the low tax collection, because our base is very narrow. We take most of the tax from few persons, but most of the people enjoy a tax holidays in Pakistan. So it should be the base of the tax should be broadened, and tax rate should be low. Therefore the collection will be high. And narrow tax base, that I discussed, that as base is very narrow, that should be increased, and the system is inefficient. The efficiency of system is the requirement of the time to increase the efficiency, so that we give the confidence to our investors to come Pakistan and take the FDI. Now, what are the key statistics? The key statistics of the tax to GDP ratio is 10.3%. That is for a 1 year, not for the whole time. But the benchmark for the World Bank is 15%. We are already low at 10.3%, but I again elaborate that 10.3% is only for 1 year. We remain below that limit, and problem is low coverage that should be increased. And I will told about the paradox in one chart, that this is our tax to GDP ratio. You will see that it was around 9.5% most of the time and go near to 10, and for the tax year 18 it was very below, and 1920 you see that it is around 8 to 10%, and in only the tax year was 2024 to 25, where we were 10.3%. So most of the time we remain below that benchmark. So financial year 2024 was the step up, tax to GDP ratio reached at 10.3%, but on good year still sit top of the long plateau near 8.4 and 8.9%. The gap explains why every budget still feels like a scramble of revenue. It's mean that we are not up to 10.3% all the time. We should be on 15% tax to GDP ratio. Now I will talk about the real issues, burden on limited taxpayer. As I already explained that we collect more taxes from few taxpayers, but the more taxes enjoy tax holidays. So the burden should be elaborated on all the taxpayers, not on the limited taxpayer. That is, the limited taxpayers feel more burden, and formal sector are targeted, as because formal sector is come to the documentation, therefore they feel they are targeted by the authorities. So therefore when they pay all their profit in the form of taxes, then they close and shut down their businesses in Pakistan and fly to any other country. So we should have to retain that persons, and informal economy enjoy the tax holidays in Pakistan. Now the budget pressure is that fiscal deficit 5.9%, revenue urgency, because whenever we talk about the taxation system and the collection of taxes, the policymaker always think about the low hanging fruit, and they always try their best to get low hanging fruit, try to increase the rate of tax to the salaries person, to the documented economy. Now they think that our base should be so broadened that we can collect more taxes, and repeated taxation on the same community is targeted. Over taxation feelings the rising on, as I explained earlier, that the rising of salary taxes, few taxpayers are repeatedly taxed, and same group tax repeatedly is the our scenario of taxation. Now if I talk about the composition of taxation, you can observe that direct taxes is only 49%. I think the taxes should be more than up to 70% of the direct tax, but it is yet the 49%, and sales tax, which is collected from the common man and poor peoples, that is 33%, and custom duty is also 11%. So when we talk about the actually where the revenue comes from, you have that this person when buying a petrol or anything, he also pay a taxes, and rich people also pay a taxes when we talk about the sales tax. So this is the graphic representation of the total collection, 49.3% of direct taxes and 32.2% of sales tax and customs duty. Now tax exemption, there are a very huge amount of 2.4 trillion rupees goes into the tax exemptions that should be reduced. Exemption should be eliminated so that the collection may be increased by 2.4 trillion, reduce the revenue and increase the burden elsewhere. Means you can say that from when we give exemptions to the taxpayers, it goes to the other fields like salaried person and the documented sector. Therefore, it should be eliminated. What are the positive reforms which I am observing from last few years? That the digital invoicing, that is a very good initiative from the policymakers and government of Pakistan, because whenever the people's or manufacturers are producing 1 million products and they only shows the 0.5 million products and save the taxes from 0.5 million products, I always raise my voice for that purpose. So the digital invoicing is one of the good initiatives, and point of sale system is also a very good initiative for documentation of the economy, and AI monitoring is also I appreciate this initiative of Pakistan, because most of the world is going to the AI check, and the FBR will also monitors through AI, and faster customs is also a good impact for digitalization of the economy. Now, economy, what are the economic impact? Economic impact on the Pakistan is that our investment is reducing day by day, because due to the taxation and heavy taxation, the investors are flying to other countries. So we have to bring them and retain them in Pakistan by increasing the investment, and we should, because there is a lot of informal economy, we should take the economy in formality, and as our growth is very slow, and it is the time to increase the growth. As we can get a success in diplomatic field, we can also get a success in financial field. Then how the tax cycles go, when there is a high taxes create the more evasion in taxation, and low revenue is collected, and we cannot get the more taxes. So when taxes will be low, base will be broad, then evasion will be reduces, and we can collect the more taxation. Now I will suggest to the policymakers and government what are the solutions that we can retain our investors and bring the investment back to Pakistan, is that broadening the tax base. We should broad our tax base so that all the people should pay taxes who can pay. Not I mean talking about the poor people, but only the rich men who can pay, all should be pay the taxes. Not only the formal sector should pay, all the rich people should pay taxes. So the tax base should be broadening, and simplify the tax system, because most of the businessmen are not so literate that know easily the tax system. So the tax system should be simple, that every businessman can understand it, because the compliance cost is more than the actual tax payment. So when the system will be simple, the compliance cost will be reduced, and people will pay more taxes, and reduce the exemption. As I talked, saw you, the 2 trillion rupees are given in the exemption. Exemption should be eliminated, and digital enforcement as AI monitoring and digital invoicing should be appreciated, and it should come into force immediately, so that the economy should be documented and formal. Then the key message is the better taxation by higher taxation, and Pakistan needs to better taxation, not just higher taxation, because better taxation, when there will be more better taxation, then higher taxation will be low. So Pakistan needs a better taxation, not just higher taxation. Thank you very much. I think you will all understand my point of view, and you will subscribe it, like, share it so that our message should reach to the policymakers and the government, and the good initiatives for the bringing the investment to our Pakistan, as we play a good role in the diplomacy, we should also play a good role in the for bringing the FDI in Pakistan. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.